All right, so for squats this week, we're going to have our foam roller up against the wall. You need to start this foam roller kind of at the top of your pelvis. So we don't want it on our back, we don't want it on our butt. Right there above your butt, below your back. Okay, if it's any higher, we're gonna run out of room. You're gonna go down, you're gonna get your kettlebells, okay? Our feet do not wanna be out in front, they wanna be kind of stacked almost underneath us, all right? We're gonna keep our core engaged, and we're gonna pull ourselves straight down and straight back up. Straight down and straight back up. If you need to stand on a box, that's okay, like a little box so you can clear your kettlebells, that's fine. Okay, pull yourself down as low as you can get and come back up. It's gonna be a lot in the quads. We're gonna lean back a little bit into the foam roller, a little bit, but we don't need to do it too much. Keep that core engaged, especially in the transition. When we get down here and we transition up, that's when the core is gonna bite the most. We're gonna keep moving here, so I don't wanna stop at the top or bottom. I wanna keep moving. We're gonna get 12 reps. Big range of motion, hold the weight still. I've used 40, 50 pounds with most folks today. All right, kind of ramp up into it. And that's our first exercise. We're gonna come here, we have a fizz ball. So we're gonna put our feet on top of the fizz ball. The further out you bring it here, the easier it's gonna be. The more we bring it into here, the harder it's gonna be. We're gonna have our hands down here. They're gonna help us with this left-right balance. So if you start to slide off left to right, we're gonna use your hands to kind of balance. We don't want them way out here, we want them down here at the side. We start with our hips lifted, so our butt's never gonna touch the ground. We're gonna lift up our hips as we roll back, and then let it back out. Notice how my hips come up as I roll back, that's gonna activate that hamstring. So we're gonna do 10 here. If that's easy, we'll roll back, we'll lift, and we'll do eccentric with a single leg. And then we'll roll. Again, eccentric with a single leg. Okay, control that eccentric though. We don't want to just go like that. We want to pull back and then control the eccentric. All right, make sure you're using that hamstring. We're going to get 5 to 6 on each side, or 10 to 12 total. At that point, we're going to have a band that attaches to any anchor at about chest height. We're going to hold the band like this. So hold with both hands at the end. We're going to start with our inside foot forward and our hands to the inside. Make sure that we're not forward with the band. Make sure that it's perpendicular to us to the side. Start low. We're gonna switch our feet, jump, and move to the outside. We're gonna add some speed to it, keeping our body in the same place and keeping our center of gravity here. So we're not leaning, we're not turning, we're staying still. Make that chest rotate. Keep your body in the same place. 12 jumps. Switch to the other side, 12 total jumps. That's gonna get your heart rate up really high. Then we'll come, so rest for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, let the heart rate come back down, and we're back on our squat. You need to push this weight and really focus on keeping that core engaged when we make that transition. We have 4 rounds here of working sets, so make sure when we're our heaviest weight, we got 4 working sets. For our second set, we're gonna be doing dips. So I've got the parallel bars here so that we're able to use our feet on the ground a little bit. If we're gonna do a strict dip, we're gonna get up. We want our torso to stay a little more upright. We're gonna go down and press back up. Notice how my forearms stay vertical and then my shoulders translate back. They open up and then they close. They open up and then they close. So when I'm going down, my shoulder blades are coming together and they're pressing apart. So there is shoulder blade movement there. You don't want to dump that shoulder forward. We're not rotating the humerus, this arm bone here, forward. We don't dump. We want to make sure that we keep the shoulder blades spread and then press back up. If doing it with all your body weight is too much, we can have our feet on the floor here, and then we can lower down and press back up. The trick to this is making sure that you're keeping some of your weight in your upper body, because it can get real easy to just stand and sit. So you can kind of keep your feet up and then put them back down. We do not want to see you get on the edge of a bench and do this. This is no good. It's ripping your shoulders up. It's not really hitting the triceps at all, especially if you get your butt away from that bench. So try to avoid that at all costs. Put 2 benches next to each other and go here. You need to have something that's running side to side, not behind you, because that's the line of the force, okay? So we're gonna do 8 to 10 dips. Again, it's totally fine to use your feet. That's great. If you have a dip assist machine, those are fantastic also. All right, we're gonna come here. We're gonna do eccentric pull-ups. So we're gonna do 5 of these total. We're gonna have an overhand grip. We can use an assist, or we can use, what we've been doing is getting a bench and everybody's gonna jump up and get their chest up. and then we're going to control the lowering phase. So really the work here is in the eccentric, the lowering phase of this movement. So use your legs and cheat to help yourself get up. So we're going to come here, 5, 4, 3, 2, I let myself get all the way down, and then I reset. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do 5 reps there. All right, and really control, and we're working on getting long in the shoulders. So we want to get up, elbow down to the body, 4, 3, 2, all the way down. Our last move, we're going to get a white band. So we've got the orange band here, very light band. We're going to get into a band pull apart. Wide feet, very wide stance, pull all the way through here, and we're going to do a windmill. So I'm going to drop off to my right side, my right knee will bend, my left leg will not, and I'm going to turn as much as I can. The band never leaves my chest. Big rotation, coming back up. Big rotation, coming back up. So I'm just trying to work on that turn. I'm going to get a big stretch on the long side leg, and then a lot of work, if I'm going to the left, on my left side, and that the shoulder, the lat, really trying to get that rotation. We'll do 8 on each side. So we have our dips, 8 to 10. We have 5 of our eccentric push-ups, trying to take a 5-second descent, and we have 8 windmill band pull-aparts on each side for 16 into a slant board setup here. If you have one of those, that's great. If not, you can just get a plate, and that's fine. All right, we're going to be in a split stance. I'm going to be in my toe, so my heel floats here. I do not want my heel down. I want my heel floating, so I'll be in my toe. I'm going to push off from this hip. I'm going to power up. I'm going to step back down, get low, power up. Step back down, power up. So I'm pushing through that big toe from that hip. If you want to add a weight, you can hold a weight right here. Lunge, boom, down, push off that right foot. Okay? Remember to float the heel. We've got 8 to 10 on each side. At that point, we're going to have a band attached to an anchor. We're going to do a walking paddle off. So we're going to have that same hold we had earlier here. I'm going to get my feet set. I will not move my pelvis. I don't want to see any movement around here. I don't want my hands to leave the center of my chest. I don't want them to end up here. We're going to step out, 3 steps, and then we're going to step in for 3 steps. Okay, notice how I'm not moving anywhere. I've got tension on the band the entire time, so even when I take my 3 steps in, there's still tension on the band here. Be sure of that. Okay, I've got an orange band here, which is light. This is a good one to start off with. Red band is great. Blue band is outstanding. So if you can get that blue band going, that's crazy. I've got 2 of these tied together, which isn't totally necessary. I just needed it for kind of where I was spaced out. So 1 or 2 of those, it's great. 3 steps out, 3 steps back in is 1. We'll do 5 on each side. The last thing we have in the circuit is going to be a farmer's carry. So we're going to be here, shoulders back, core tight, and we're going to just walk. We don't need to take a super high step. I do want you to pay attention to pushing off that big toe. All right, and notice how my weights aren't swinging. Okay, I'm not letting them move around everywhere. I'm not dumping my pelvis. I'm keeping still, and I'm making steady progress. I'm not trying to race. I want to hold these for about a minute max, somewhere between 60 and 90 seconds. Keep that core engaged and get a weight that's going to be very challenging for you. Okay, so we're trying to look at 50 to 70% of body weight here, holding on to that. All right, making sure that core stays engaged. We'll run through that circuit 4 times, 4 rounds there, 8 to 10 on the step up. Up back is 1. We're doing 5 each side on the walking paddle off, and then we'll try to walk farmer's carry for about 60 seconds straight. Try to walk in a straight line. If you got to move back and forth, that's fine too. Or if you got to turn around, that's all right too. Then to end, we're doing some sort of glute exercise. Whether we do hip thrusters with a heavy bar, we've been using the glute hand developer, we've been the 45-degree hyper. Whatever you choose, we're going to do 4 rounds there, and then we're going to add to it a sprint cardio. So 20 seconds on the air bike, 200 feet on the Versa. You can do a rower for 200 meters. You can do a sprint, that's fine. Your choice, whatever you want to do. Ski erg's great. There's a myriad of things you can do. You can do med ball slams, you can do jumps, you can sled. I mean, literally, it's endless. If you've got a sport you're working on, do something associated with the sport. And then we're going to do hip thrusters, 45-degree hyper, or glute hand developer. Just anything where we're going to get our hip into that hinge position and scoop back up. So 4 rounds of that, 10 to 12 on the hip thrusters, try to go heavy. And then we got a sprint cardio, which is gonna be something between 20 and 40 seconds. Knock it out, 4 rounds, that's your workout. Thank you very much. If you got questions, let us know. Comments, let us know. Jump in, come join us in the real life sometime. Appreciate you guys.